Hey guys, welcome into another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm James Haskell here with my co-host Glenn Martin, and we are a day removed from the pick of Kenneth Murray. And Glenn, your initial reaction was different than mine. I know that you were super excited. I wasn't as high on it. A lot of it had to do with the position, and a lot of the other stuff was emotional and not logical. So I've had a night to sleep on it, so I just want to let you know that I'm really hyped about Kenneth Murray. Geez whiz, look at that. About Patrick Queen. Don't tell him I said that. I'm really excited about it. I think great fit. I don't think you can find a better fit for what we need. He fills every single need. He's not, from that position. He's not bad at anything. I'm really excited about his leadership. So I'm really excited about this kid. What we're going to do with this video is dig into him and what he brings to the team a little more. But I just want to say, I've had a night to sleep on it. I'm less emotional about it. I like it. I feel better. Okay?
Good, because yesterday when you gave it a B, I think it was just because you were very stuck on Ruiz. And when he went, it totally changed your demeanor. Even though I think you knew going into it there was a shot he wasn't going to be there. But to me, I've been wanting middle linebacker all off season, and it was either him or Murray. I didn't think either would be there, honestly. I thought both would be gone. So the fact that Queen was there, and I said in our very first mock ever, I just thought Murray had a better likelihood of being there than Queen. So when they got him, I was absolutely thrilled. I mean, the thing, let me just say what he brings that we just haven't had. We haven't had it in a long time. Even with C.J. Mosley, as great of a player he was, I don't think we had what he brings, and that is that coverage ability. What we see a lot of times when offenses are going up against our defense, they see that defensive front, and it's big and it's powerful, but what they do is they run tempo to try and wear them out, try and wear down the pass rush and force us to not be able to substitute and bring in those pass rushers and force the big fellas to stay on the field for third down, not just first and second. And so what this guy brings is that versatility, because you don't have to worry about him if he's in coverage. You don't have to be concerned that he's going to get exposed if he's matched up against a running back or a tight end. He can run with the tight end up the seam. He can guard the back out of the backfield if he's going to run one of those angle routes or one of those flat routes. He can blow up a screen. I mean, this guy's unbelievable athleticism matched with his ability to dissect, read his keys, and react. It's incredible. That combination of things is something we haven't had since Ray Lewis. Now, I'm not saying this guy's a Hall of Famer. That'd be crazy. But he just has that unbelievable sideline-to-sideline speed accompanied with a high IQ that I think is going to make him super valuable.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, what it really comes down to, I agree with you. He checks all the boxes. It's going to come down to him, right? Whether he continues to progress, whether he continues to build on those good habits and things like that. It's a part of what we drafted, the person, not just the prospect, right? So one of the needs he fills as well, you talked about the pass game, but last year we saw that we had linebackers at times that weren't even fast enough or couldn't read the play or were overreacting in the run game. They weren't even right. People's knock sometimes on Queen is that he's not the most physical guy. While I think that a lot of his tape shows that he's a thumper and he can finish tackles, there is some reports out there saying that he's not, going to blow things up or he's not the most physical guy. He has the speed to get to the right spot, and he has the instincts to get there. The other stuff can be learned. I think those things are things you have to buy, you can't teach. And so I think that's crucial. The one question I have for you, do you think he'll wear the green dot?
I think that they want him to. I think every team wants your linebacker to be your communication guy just because he's in the middle and he's a link between your defensive line and your secondary. I think ideally they tried it last year. They tried to give it to Peanut. He couldn't do it. They tried to give it to I think they gave it to Bynes for a little bit. But they ended up going with Chuck Clark just because they felt he was ended up being the best communicator. But with this guy brings that communication skills. He brings that. He was the guy lining up his defensive front. He was telling his D lineman, shade to his outside shoulder. He was telling – I thought it was very telling when Clavon Chason was interviewed after he was picked, and they asked him about him making, I believe, one of the final tackles on the quarterback in the championship game, and he immediately credited it to Patrick Queen. He said that Patrick said, this is what plays they're running. They're running the option. He said, I'll take the back, you take the quarterback. And Chason just said he just did his job. But Queen was the one who pointed that out. So not only is he athletic, not only is he high IQ as far as not only is he good at instincts, but he's also high IQ enough to know and to be cerebral enough to know to be able to watch tape and then figure out how that watching tape translates to on the field, and is able to dissect plays quickly and get his guys into good position. So I just think that this guy's just a total package. I mean, he can blitz, he can cover, and he can stop the run. I mean, he's an all-around linebacker. He's a classic 3-down linebacker that we haven't had in quite some time. And, I like Mosley. I was a Mosley guy, and I thought he was better in coverage than a lot of fans gave him credit for. But we haven't had a coverage linebacker like this, in a long time, since Ray. So it's just exciting. He was the final piece I feel like missing from this defense is that guy. Now imagine him in a nickel. Look, we run nickel constantly. We're very rarely in our base defense. It's mainly nickel. So now you don't have to be concerned that your nickel linebacker is getting exposed, because that's what teams do. I mean, the great teams find mismatches and they expose them and they go at them countless times. That's what the pros do. They will drill your weaknesses. I mean, how many times do we see a weak corner that's on the outside just become the pigeon, become the guy that they throw to back to back to back? I mean, we'll see it. So this guy is not going to be a mismatch against against running backs and against tight ends. And that's what's exciting is the versatility, the fact that they can't force mismatches. That's what you need.
Yeah, no, I think something else really cool about this, if you think about it, our offense is relatively young. Our defense now we have a lot of vets on the defensive side of that ball. And it's going to be cool to see them rally around him and give him space to roam, make mistakes, teach him. So it's going to be fun to see his progression as the season goes on. The other thing I want to mention that's another upside for him as well, and you can see in a couple of games here, is his blitzing ability.
It's crazy to ask Lamar about it. He called him Ray Lewis Jr. Now, I'm not going to go that crazy. I'm not going to go that far, talking about the best ever to do it. But, I think he's the closest to what Ray brings in theory, that 3-down linebacker that we've had. Because as good as Mosley was, and I'm a Mosley guy, so I don't even want to badmouth him in any way, but he had limitations, and that limitation was speed. And there's nothing he can do about that because you can't teach it.
Right, absolutely. And the last thing I'll say is that I don't think it's crazy in this aspect. The tangibles, the physical stuff, the gifts that you need from outside looking in are all there for him to fill those shoes as a historical Raven inside linebacker. Now, other stuff that depends on him and luck and health, all we won't know what'll happen. But like you said, the exciting thing is all the gifts and all the traits that he needs are right there, right? And that's not overshooting to say physically he's just as gifted as a guy like a Ray Lewis. But what made Ray special? What was in here, right? Yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens. We're really excited to keep dissecting these picks. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Let us know if you agree with us. Are you excited as us about these picks? Give us a like. Make sure to subscribe, and we'll keep this draft breakdown going.
Yeah, man. See you.